Hey guys, welcome back to Doc Loyal Talks Movies. And this week we are going to talk about what's coming out both in the movie theaters and on streaming for the weekend of January the 3rd, 2025. Happy New Year, folks. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, we're going to start with Den of Thieves 2, Pantera. I thought that was a music video. Nope, not that Pantera. Big Nick O'Brien is tasked with tracking down Donnie Wilson, on the run in Europe and planning another heist. This movie is roughly based on the 2003 Antwerp diamond heist. It stars Gerard Butler, O'Shea Jackson, and Meadow Williams, all reprising their roles from the original film. And it's directed by Christian Gudegast. So I never saw the original movie, not gonna lie, but based on the trailer, it looks like a fun romp through Europe where you've got a chase of multiple characters. So if you like that action adventure stuff, minus the I know who you are and I'm going to kill you seriousness of Liam Neeson, then just go check this out at the movie theater. You should have fun. It's a little popcorn flick, and it'll get your excitement and your blood pumping. All right, second is Companion, featuring Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, and Lucas Gage, amongst others, directed by Drew Hancock. And it's a billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and her friends during a weekend trip to his lakeside estate. So something tells me that this is going to be a little bit darker than Weekend at Bernie's. The trailer shows something similar and akin to, what was that movie? Where they had Ralph Fiennes and he was the celebrity chef. It kind of gave off those vibes. So if you want something that's not really a horror movie, but more of a mystery type movie with a couple of layers of onions to peel back, this might be right up your alley. Third, we have The Girl with the Needle with Vic Carmen San, Trine Durholm, and Tessa Hoder, amongst others, directed by Magnus von Horn. A young factory worker is in post-World War I Copenhagen, becomes pregnant by her boss, and is then fired. This movie seems to play on themes of compassion, morality, and the search for tenderness in a cruel world. So she gets knocked up by her boss and then is let go, probably for fear of retaliation from her, legally. But it could be a really, really good story about family, about that morality of doing the right thing. And then the world can be cruel and dark and dangerous a lot of times. So finding that compassion and finding people that care for you and people that understand your plight, sometimes that's a hard thing to do. So that movie, while it's not on the same level, I don't believe, as Schindler's List, might have something to say to the overall narrative of compassion for one another, for the world, and for stories in general. All right, and the last movie that we're going to talk about here that's coming out to the big movie theaters is called The Last Showgirl with Pam Anderson, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Dave Bautista in the cast, and it's directed by Gia Coppola. See, I knew I was going to mess that up. Coppola. Nick Cage, don't come at me. Don't come at me. Everybody makes a mistake sometimes. A seasoned showgirl must plan for her future after her show ends abruptly at the end of a 30-year run. So it's kind of like she is a famous showgirl in Vegas. She's got her own show, kind of like people have those residencies in Vegas and other big venues, and they'll just go as long as people will come. And all of a sudden she comes to the end of her show. And what is she going to do now? So I can see where this would have a lot of depth to it. And it would be trying to tell a message of, think about your future. No matter what job you're doing now, you may not be able to do it in 10 years. You may not be able to do it in 5 years. So you've got to plan. You've got to get 401k. You've got to get some money saved back. You've got to invest wisely. Because if you don't do any of those things, and you make money, but you spend it as quickly as you earn it, then at the end of the day, when you're 65, 70 years old, you're going to have nothing to show for it. So perhaps a poignant movie coming from Pam Anderson. We'll just have to wait and see. All right. And then on streaming, you have a new show called On Call, which is a Prime Video show with Trion Belisario, Eric LaSalle, and Lori Laughlin, amongst others. And this series follows Long Beach PD veteran training officer Tracy Harmon and her rookie partner Alex Diaz as they answer calls on the street while also navigating the fallout of the loss of a fellow officer. So you've got another procedural story. I think Dick Wolf is involved in this one, but it's going to be his first half-hour show instead of a hour-long show like Law and Order is. So give it a chance. Check it out. If you're already paying for Prime and Prime Video, then what could it hurt to, kill an hour and just see what you think, or a half hour and see what you think. And the last one we're going to talk about today is a Netflix original movie, and it's called Back in Action. It's got Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, Kyle Chandler, directed by Seth Gordon. And former spies Emily and Matt are pulled back into action after their identities are exposed. So I can see this being kind of fun, kind of comedy, similar to Rush Hour maybe, except we've got a female lead and a male lead rather than two male leads. But I think that it could be really worth your time. It's the return to acting from Cameron Diaz, who hasn't been in anything in 10 years, going on 11 now that we're in 2025. Excuse me. And it's the movie where they said Jamie Foxx had a medical emergency. That really hasn't been spoken more on, but hopefully Jamie's doing well, and we'll get to see him in a whole lot more things in the years to come. All right, guys, that is what I've got for you this week for movies and streaming that's coming out. We're trying to finish Yellowstone. I know we're far behind on that, but we're trying to finish Yellowstone, and then I'm in preparation of 1923 coming back later this year. So if you hadn't had a chance to check those out, those are both really strong shows. 1923 is going to be on season 2, and I think the entire run of Yellowstone was 5 seasons. So it's worth it. It's definitely good TV. So thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you watching the channel and helping it grow. Welcome to 2025, where we're going to step this channel up into second gear. So hold on to your seats, and I'll catch you in the next video.